Hello, I'm Viola Miglio. I am an associate professor in the Department of Spanish and Portuguese at the University of California, Santa Barbara. I'm essentially a linguist, but I'm also acting chair as we have an endowed chair in Basque study, Barandiaran chair of Basque studies, and at the moment I'm acting chair for the next 3 years. And my interest in Basque studies, well, my interest would be a lot more diverse, if you like, but I am an Icelander of Italian origin that has studied some of the contacts that Basque whalers established with Icelanders in the 17th century. So my presentation here at the Mugas Gaindi, the international seminar on Basque studies, had to do with the discovery of a fourth Basque Icelandic glossary. There were maybe the premise that I should give is that there are three Basque Icelandic glossaries from the 17th century that attest to the contacts between Icelanders and Basque whalers during that century, and they probably throughout that century, as I was saying. And Professor Sean Hughes from Purdue University found a fourth glossary in the Houghton Library at Harvard. And so a colleague and friend of mine, Ricardo Cepare, who's the director of the ICER Center in Bayona, and myself have looked at this glossary, and we have looked at the philological side of the glossary. A glossary is essentially a word list, so there is a part in Basque and the equivalent translation into 17th century Icelandic. And there are so essentially words and some sentences which usually show a simplified form of Basque. Some of the glossaries have what you could call pidgin type of sentences. This fourth glossary has some simplified sentences in Basque, such as what is your name, how much is for this, etc. Things that could have had in the past a practical significance. Although the fourth glossary, we surmise that it's from the beginning of the 19th century, and therefore by that time the contact between Basques and Icelanders was essentially already forgotten, because it was, 2 centuries had passed. And so the practical use of this fourth glossary is basically nil, but the interesting thing is that it was found in a manuscript with other material that is essentially difficult, different materials that could be medical things, or even practical magic. So what used to be something that had to do with everyday contacts between the local population and Basque whalers who were stationed for a few months out of the year to hunt whales in Icelandic waters, now has become a kind of Kabbalistic or practical magic type of formula that is used, because used for non-practical purposes, let's say, since the contact, the first reason why these glossaries were created is no longer there. And in fact, even the memory of the fact that 2 centuries previously there were Basque whalers hunting whales in Icelandic waters has been lost. So there is some philological significance and some cultural significance, both for the Basque country and also for Icelandic and for the development of Icelandic.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.